kept seeing a car go into the water. All day they've been showing me reruns in my mind of Adventures with Purpose. VP's gonna find her in the Prosser Lake.
We have found Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Again, our search for Kylie at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10.
There are plenty of questions and very few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house.
It's like if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. The one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I think he elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like not as handsome. I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. Like a Brian or something like that. It's because they are going to catch him. Because I'm seeing him in an orange jumpsuit. He wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Okay. He's probably going to go to jail for this eventually. I keep getting December. The name Richard again. I also get the name Rick. Damn name Allen is coming in again.
Jailed 50-year-old Richard Allen in connection with the double murder. Teen best friends Libby German and Abby Williams went hiking on a trail and never came home.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Quentin, but I'm seeing trash and I don't.
9:42 Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost, that's one thing I can't get rid of is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash? Okay. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill. Could be the
New tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
And I felt like he was going to be found. That was earlier in the day.
3-year-old boy found alive and in good health.
And I said, like, within 3 miles, but I'm not seeing him being hurt, and I'm not seeing someone coming up and getting him.
And I said, were you alone? Yes.
The main 2 things I keep getting is the wooded area and the shed.
Well, to take cover in that shed.
Late into the night to find.
I see him running to the woods. Oh, I keep getting the repeated image of him running to the woods. Okay. So maybe he decided he wanted to go play and then he kind of got lost in the woods. Be within 2 miles. I keep getting a reference to the edge of the woods. And so he's still alive because I'm not using him to get this information.
Right.
Around in the woods like I can't find my way out. I'm stuck. And I said he's in a bush.
Okay. I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods. Sure enough, I went in the woods and about 100 feet from where I was at. I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there.
Tonight in our Missing series, a case that we have heard a lot about from our viewers.
He wants to take me down the road to like a neighbor's house or something, like another farm. I also hear neighbor. He said he knows this guy. He knows him. And he's a neighbor. I don't know what the friends come in.
Suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin.
So there's a reference. I was like, let's get some women in here. There's a mom that's coming in. So I get the yellow rose with that. There's a mom that's coming in. I get reference to cancer, but I also get a reference. She specifically says colon cancer, and I don't know if that's the same energy, but I have to say it because it will repeat unless I say it. As being specific to something. And again, think of all of your loved ones on the other side, okay? Because one can bring in the other. It can be coming in mixed. And there's a reference to like this person going through treatments. I get a reference to like her like not having hair and wearing a a handkerchief, or what are they, not a handkerchief, what are they called, like a bandana over her head, or a silk scarf, something like that. It comes across as like a silk scarf or a scarf of some sort. And I also feel like it changed her appearance and changed the way that she was. Like, she got really skinny, and like, she just didn't look like she felt well in the towards the end of her passing. I also want to say that this woman, it may have metastasized or spread, because I'm having a hard time breathing, so it's very possible there's a reference to lungs here as well, or chest area. Also a reference to someone taking care of her. So this is specifically, I feel like, again, we have colon cancer, because I heard those words, so it feels like it's important. But it feels like it's spread, or there's a reference to the chest area. Either I can't breathe prior to passing, or it's spread into the chest, or there's fluid on my lungs, something of like that. And they were frail. They didn't have any hair. They wore like scarves or silk scarves. They lost a lot of weight. There's a reference to, I feel like it's a woman that was taking care of her. And there's also a reference to dishes, or I don't know, like dishes or teacups or china, something of that was sent down, like handed down or given to, or they just liked or collected. There's also a reference to, she's showing me jewelry that was also handed down, because whenever they do that, they take the jewelry in their hand and they hand it to their daughter. So this does feel like a mother coming through for a daughter. And there's also a reference to a house, so I feel like wanting to cough. So this could be lungs or heart, but I really feel lungs because I'm having a hard time breathing. But it could be both sometimes. But there's a reference to, like, I don't know if there was a house that was given, or I'm not really sure how the house is fitting in, but she's showing me a house. So however you perceive it makes the most sense to you. So there's the colon cancer is significant because I heard the words, and it was repeating until I said it. So, okay, yeah, it could be that too. The lung cancer that spread to the. So if you can take 95%, because the mom took care, the daughter took care of the mom. I feel it's almost like a nurse, like taking care of the mom in every way, shape, or form. There's also a reference to collard greens. I don't know if someone liked to cook it, where that's coming in. I don't know. Seems oddly specific dish. There's also the name Mary that's coming in, first or middle or connection. Okay, so that could be why I'm having a problem breathing in my chest and stuff, because it feels like it's going into this way as well. Again, not everything may fit. You guys may have multiple energies that are coming in. Remember, there's a lot of spirits. So although I'm trying to give you just what one spirit is saying, it may connect to someone else that is your loved one, that connects to her or whatever. Okay, but Amanda, did she hand down any jewelry or teacups or anything like that? And what about the hair and the scarf and all of that as well? So this cancer is, I feel, definitely colon cancer that again also relates to the lungs, maybe metastasize or spread, and someone couldn't breathe. I get that feeling because my chest is like hurting a lot tonight. It's hard to decipher because the pain subsided with the last one, but it's back again into my throat area. So again, no, it's okay. I'm just letting you guys know that 95% doesn't mean you can take all. Okay. I feel like this woman was very jolly and outgoing until she got sick, and I feel like I hear the word screens, so I don't know if it was found during a screen of hers, but I'm also feeling like nauseous all of a sudden. Nauseous, a little lightheaded. I don't feel good all of a sudden. So it's almost like I don't know if that's how she felt and she decided she was going to go get scans. So it comes across like that as well. I feel very faint. Like I want to puke all of a sudden. Okay. There's too much energy going on. Weird. I'm having like a pain at the back of my tongue. How odd is that? Weird. Weird. All right, Amanda. But my body aches, so that's obviously a sign of cancer for me. I get my whole body will ache. Really? Oh, that could be from the chemo then. It is difficult sometimes, yeah. But I'm a medical medium, so I feel a lot. That's why I say when there's a lot of people here, it's hard to decipher like what they're giving me and what I'm feeling. So sometimes it can be a lot of energies at once, and then sometimes they will like if they felt a lot of like hard things in their body or it hurt a lot, like I'll literally feel the pain. Probably not as much as they did, but sometimes, yeah, you click on that link. But sometimes they it's very like close to what they feel. Sometimes, like obviously it's not going to be the exact pain, but I get a lot of pain in my body. Yeah. Never had my tongue hurt. Like it's weird sometimes the stuff that they make me feel in my body, like sometimes they'll make my mouth water or like I don't know. I just weird stuff that they give me. Yep, I feel achy, so this is the cancer because it's how they make me feel.
It's not.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I can hear me echoing a little bit. You don't have me on a different device, do you?
No, just on the phone.
Okay. All right. Can you validate how that makes sense?
Yeah. Like almost all of it makes sense. So mom had colon cancer that metastasized to her liver, but that's not why she passed. She was undergoing a different procedure, and they ended up nicking an ulcer when they were doing the procedure, and she ended up like bleeding out. They let her go home and she bled out at home. And so like that is where I'm getting the choking and hard to breathe, because she was basically like bleeding into her lungs, like drowning.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
And then the jewelry stuff, I have all of her jewelry. I have all of her dishes. I have everything.
Okay. And so I'm guessing she lost her hair and
oh yes. She lost her hair.
she wore scarves and things.
Yeah, and she was a beautician, so that was really hard on her.
It bothered her a lot. Did she get really skinny as well?
She did, and then she didn't. Like it was short lived.
Right. And she was showing me like she got kind of skinny and frail at some point.
Yeah.
And almost like a gray skin tone.
Yes.
Okay, because that's what she was showing me. Like it really bothered her because I feel like prior to this she cared a lot about her looks. And she would always make sure that she was, made up or looked nice wherever she went somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like she had a lot of energy prior to being sick, like becoming sick. Do you know if like she started feeling a certain way and then she went and got scans? Because I was getting a reference to like nausea, not feeling good, feeling kind of faint. I mean, that could be what she felt at any time, but it's almost like I get a reference to scans.
Yeah.
That were done that found it, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. And it was because she was feeling off, like with her stomach or whatever. Because I get like nausea.
Yes. Yep.
Like just that feeling of like not feeling good or feeling like something is going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the reference to 60, and I don't know if that's like 60s like age or 1960s like for year.
I don't know.
And it can be birthdays passing, like if they're born in the 1960s or 60s, like they were in the 60s when something happened. Like they usually round up or down. So
Okay.
60, I get like 60s. I guess something happened specifically in her 60s, or if she was ever born in the 1960s. I don't know.
I think she was 62 when she passed.
Okay, that makes sense then. Because see, they'll round up, like if it's closer to 60. Says they give me the number, sometimes they don't, but 60s. She just was saying like she was in her 60s when she passed. But she says, like, I know you kind of already covered this, but she says negligence.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I have always thought that.
Because it's almost like, I don't know if this was like a new surgeon or they didn't realize what they did or they were negligent in some way is the way that it comes across.
Yeah, we think that because we couldn't believe that they let her go home. Like she was in ICU that day because they couldn't stop her bleeding. And then they cauterized it and said, okay, bye. I mean, and then that night she bled out.
Yeah, because that's what she's saying, like as far as negligence, like she shouldn't have been allowed to go home, especially after surgery like that. They should have kept her for a couple days on observation.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what she's saying. There's negligence there, some part. Hospitals, doctors, all of it.
I've always thought that.
I mean, not that it really would have in the end changed the outcome because we kind of all have our time and place, but she's still talking about there was negligence in a way this could have been prevented in some way, shape, or form. Through the hospital, doctors, whatever. But I hear resident. So do you know if there was a resident that was helping with the surgery or something like that? Or
I don't know. I'll ask my dad, but I don't know.
I just heard that word.
I wasn't even there that day. My husband had been in a motorcycle accident, so I was with him. So I wasn't even there when all that crap happened. It was just her and my dad.
Okay.
He'll remember though.
She says like that if you would have been there, like you wouldn't have let her go home. Like you would have fought tooth and nail to make sure she didn't go home. That's your personality. But and I don't use those words tooth and nail, so that's not my words. But
that's her.
Your dad was like more like, okay, the doctors say so kind of thing.
Yes.
Or like thinking, they know what's best for her, but you would not have allowed her to go home. But she says like I don't know if you hold guilt for being in one place and not the other.
Yeah.
But she says, like, you don't feel that way. Sorry.
That's okay. Oh, I needed to hear that.
This one dog is way more sensitive and she just goes off sometimes. Yeah, because she talks about, like, you have guilt, like, being with your husband and not being with your mom. And she wants you to let go of that. Because she says, really, there's nothing you could have done in the end, you know. Do you know why she shows me? I mean, kind of went over this, but I'll just tell you the vision she shows me. She shows me a reference to, like, nighttime, and then she keeps showing me, like, ambulances. I don't know if this happened, like, later in the evening, and then the ambulances were called. That's how I want to take it.
Yeah, it was like in the middle of the night. Dad calls me
Okay.
at like 3 a.m. Yeah.
That makes sense because she shows me it's, like, dark outside, but then I see, like, the ambulances with their lights. So that's the way I want to take it. And I feel like your dad was, like, beside himself. Like, he didn't really know what to do.
Exactly.
It comes across like he had no idea, like, how to handle this in any way, shape, or form. And I almost feel like a panic feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know whenever I get panicked, like, I literally forget what I'm doing and I run around like a crazy person trying to figure out what to do. It's almost like that feeling, like I'm panicking and I don't really know what to do. In the meantime, you don't know how to stop anything, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it comes across. I feel like, I don't know if she felt cold to him because there's a reference of, like, him touching her or feeling her and she felt cold.
Uh-huh.
Which would make sense for blood loss. But
yeah, because all of her blood was going to her organs to keep them going.
Yeah, because so I'm wondering if she was, like, cold prior and, like, he felt that and that kind of woke him up because there's a reference to, like, not having body heat or feeling cold.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know, that might be something that he knows, but that's how it's coming across. Were you and Mom close?
Very.
Okay. Because she shows me almost like this best friend feeling with you. Like, anything, like, I don't know if you went to lunches and, like, you used to hang out at her house and you used to watch shows together. Like, it comes across as that, like, you doing all these little things together. And I lost her.
Right. You were saying go to lunches,
Yeah,
go to her
like
house all the time.
shopping, like, before she
All of
got
it.
sick and stuff, of course. Like, I feel
All
like
of
you guys used to do everything together. You used to take her places. I don't know if you were, like, her chauffeur, 'cause she talks about, like, you driving her places and being her chauffeur all the time.
I lived maybe 30 steps from her house.
Right.
I
'Cause I
never
feel like
went
you were
far from
close. Like,
her.
you were like, you were always there. That's what she's
Yes.
talking about. Like, you were
We
always there.
did everything together.
Yep, that's how she shows me. But, like, you drove her everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Because she's talking about, like, you being her chauffeur. And you going on, like, cool little, she calls them rendezvous, like, cool little things that you guys used to do, whether it be, like, I don't know if you guys ever went to an antique shop or if she liked antiques.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because she talks about, like, a trip to, like, an antique shop, just stuff like that. And shopping. I don't know if she really likes shopping or even window shopping, but
Yes.
she said
Oh,
she'd always
yeah.
buy stuff she didn't need.
Yes. I have it all now.
That makes sense.
Yep. And this was our time of year right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you guys were all, like, I feel like you cooked together for Thanksgiving, you decorate together for Christmas. There's a reference to certain kind of recipes that she had and also cookie recipes. I get recipes in general, but specifically she's talking about like certain cookies that you guys used to make. And I get sprinkles on the cookies, so I don't know. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and she cooked dinner for all of us every single night. Like, even after I got married and we're still living like 30 feet from her house, Mom was cooking us dinner every night. I don't know how she did it.
And that might
but
be
that
where
was-
sometimes some of the recipes come in. So I don't know if you've tried her recipes or tried to make things that she used to make.
Yep.
Okay. Because she talks about like keeping the traditions alive. And being important to keep them alive. There's also a reference to 5, so that can be May, 5 years, the 5th, 5 kids, 5 grandkids, 5 people in the family. 5's coming in.
I don't know.
Could be a 5-year battle. Or between the battle and her passing 5 years. I don't know. But 5 seems significant in some way. Just hang on to it if it doesn't make sense right now. So she shows me a lot of like memories of like, I don't know, Christmas carols or singing like Christmas songs. She's playing Christmas songs for me.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's something she used to do. Like around this time. It could just be that she really liked this time of year and always tried to make it special. But
Yeah, I think that she's loved Christmas. She loved making it special and magical.
But she's still singing the Christmas songs that I'm like, quit singing Holly Jolly Christmas, because those songs gonna get stuck in my head now. And like Christmas movies and all that stuff.
Oh yes. Yes.
Okay, I don't know where this fits or if it fits or what the heck. But there's a reference to like a Jack in the Box.
Okay.
That she keeps repeating, and I don't know if it was like a gift when you were younger, or if there's like something from the antique store. I don't really know how that makes sense, but I don't know either. But I have to say it, or they'll repeat it. So, just hang on to it. It kept coming in.
I'll ask my brother. Maybe it's for him.
Yeah, I don't know the significance, but
Jack in the Box.
Do you know if she also liked flowers or liked to garden or anything like that?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Loved it.
Because there's a reference. Did she like have like a lot of flowers like in her yard and stuff that she took care of?
Yeah. Yes.
It's almost like flowers and birds. Like
yes.
So I don't know if she had bird feeders and stuff, but it's like when I look at her yard, I keep seeing like all these flowers and a reference to like birds and bird feeders, things like that. Okay.
She took pride and joy in her yard.
Yeah, that's kind of how it comes across. Like it looks like well maintained.
Very.
And so I don't know if she was like adding, because I keep seeing also like her hands in the dirt, or like she was adding at some point, or someone added. There's a reference to like a rose bush or a certain flower bush or something like that. I don't know if that was her or it was like put in after her passing. However, it makes sense, but it could just be symbolic for her putting plants and
she put it in. She put it in. I think she did it with my brother's daughter.
Okay.
So her granddaughter.
Because it feels like the way that it's coming in is I'm putting something new in, like before I got sick or before my passing kind of thing.
Yes.
That's the way it comes in as like a
It was,
memory,
but
you know?
it was like all before she got sick because
Yeah.
we just watched it all die.
Yeah.
It was too hard to keep up.
Because she says that no one has green thumb like her.
That's exactly it. Because I definitely did not get it. I can't keep anything alive. That's so funny.
Do you know if she liked irises? I don't know why I'm hearing iris.
That's her favorite, irises.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, I'm hearing iris. Oh, that makes sense.
Yes, that is her absolute favorite.
Okay, that's just a validation for you. Okay, this is another. This is a number that's repeating. I'm getting 1987, so I don't know if that's a birth year for someone or something significant happened that year, but
1987. I was already born. My brother was already born. I don't know. I would have to ask my dad, I guess.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, does someone like wolves? Or
Her
have
grandson?
something of wolves? Her grandson?
Her grandson. He used to love wolves.
Okay. Because she's showing me like wolf pictures and stuff like that. I almost didn't say it because I was like, you're not talking about me, are you? Because I have wolves everywhere. All right, so that makes sense. She says that her biggest message for you is that she enjoyed you so much as a daughter. She said she loved your connection. She loved the relationship that you two had, and she absolutely adored you. She says that you were more than just mother and daughter. And so she's very thankful for the times in your life that you guys had, the memories that you shared. She says there's so many. There's so many she can't even go into. And I feel like there was also videos and pictures that were taken too, to commemorate that maybe you look back on.
Yeah.
Even though I don't feel like she really liked her picture taken all that much, but it feels like there's a reference to pictures and videos of some sort that are looked back on. And she's very thankful that she got to experience the life she did with you as a mom. And she wants you to know that she says please let go of the guilt, because again you have this guilt of I should have been there, I should have known, I should have done more. She wants you to let go of that. Okay, she says that's not yours to handle or hold on to. She says this life is just what it is. It's here, it's here for a little while, and then we move on and we go home. So her biggest thing is that how much she loves you, and she needs you to know that she's always around, because I feel like she's very much still a part of your life, whether you talk and tell stories about her, memories, things like that, because that kind of comes in like, remember when mom used to do this, or remember when mom used to say that. I feel like you still do that all the time and a lot.
All the
so
time.
she knows she's still part of your life, and she's still there when those conversations take place, and she knows there's going to be a lot more with the holidays coming up, because you're going to be like, remember when mom used to do it this way, or remember when mom used to do it that way, or and you try to keep those traditions alive and like commemorate her, so I also don't know if you're going to there's a reference to like an ornament for her.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've thought about doing that or if you've already done it, but she's
I
bringing up
just put it up yesterday.
Okay. So that's, and I got chills with that. So that's her validation of letting you know she knows the ornament's up.
Okay.
And you guys always
Oh
did
my
Christmas
God.
early anyways. It was like,
Mhm.
I feel like Christmas and like before Thanksgiving or anything like that. You always started in November. That's like early November. That's where it comes across as.
Yeah.
So she's like, you were always jumping the gun when it came to Christmas. Like she couldn't wait
Yeah.
for it. It's almost like
can't.
I want to put Halloween and Christmas stuff up together. Like,
Oh my
that's how-
God. Yeah, yes. That's exactly. Yes.
it's like I'm stuck between two holidays.
Yes. I have so much stuff to put up. It almost takes that long because I
Yeah.
got all of her stuff and I got all
It's
of
like
my grandmother's stuff.
It's like a winter wonder Christmas land you guys got going on there, but
It
that
is.
just goes on with the traditions that she's talking about. Like she knows that you try to carry the traditions and that means a lot to her. I don't even know. I'm getting a reference to like setting a place for her at Thanksgiving. So
We did
I
for
don't
a
know
while.
if you've thought about doing that or if you've already done
Yeah.
it or do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Because she shows me like a place being set for her still.
Yeah.
And so she's appreciative that you guys still honor her in that way and make her a part of it. She says, I just needed you to know how much I love you and I appreciate you. Because again, she never needed for anything. If she asked for it, you were there to give it to her, take her places, whatever she needed, you were there. Like the drop of a hat. Her words.
Yeah.
And so she's blowing you kisses and stepping back into light. She says, please give Dad my love. And she blows a kiss. So if you can give him a hug, give him love. I feel like he also holds on to a little bit. And
Oh,
again,
yeah.
she says it's not his to hold on to. She's like, we
Okay.
can't stop what's meant to be. And you know, a lot of we get stuck in this human life where we think, you know, whenever they pass, it's such a sad thing. But she's like, I went home. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm not in pain anymore. Like that's how she wants to be remembered back when she was looking beautiful and she had her hair and all of that, and that's how she looks on the other side. And she's let go of that illness. She learned the lesson she needed to learn, and then she's like, and I just went home, and I'll be with you all again one day. So, but she wants you to hug Dad, give him a little extra attention. She says, love of my life, and she hands him a rose. So she says nothing was his fault because I feel like, again, he kind of blames himself for taking her home and not fighting it a little bit more and not
Yeah.
recognizing things a little bit sooner. She says he didn't know, and he needs to
Yeah.
understand that he didn't know or understand.
Yep. Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope this was helpful.
Oh, this is so helpful. This was so beautiful, so wonderful. Thank you for
Yay.
sharing your gift.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad that you heard from your mom today.
I am too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.